What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's a little bit early. It's like 7:10 on Thanksgiving morning. People are still asleep, so I'm gonna try to keep this as quiet as possible. Thank you for joining me on Charlie's Cook Line, ASMR edition. Kissa is over here preparing her coffee. Baby boy hanging out on his little high chair, and today it's gonna be a special episode. Kissa and I are both bringing a side dish to our cut. Kissa and I are both bringing a side dish to her family's Thanksgiving. Everybody is tested for COVID, everybody's negative, but we're still social distancing, and we are having lunch/dinner outside. I'm preparing a stuffing, and Kissa is doing her mom's 9-layer salad. So we're gonna do this vlog style. So strap in and let's go. Kissa has all of her ingredients here laid out on the dining bench. Looks like we got some ham. Looks like we've got some bacon ends, cheese, cream cheese, some frozen peas, sour cream, mayo, and spinach. We've also got some iceberg lettuce, a red onion, and for me, I had the sourdough that I chopped up and left out on the counter overnight to dry up and get stale. We've got some mushrooms here, baby bells. I've got leftover Wingstop veggies, or basically carrot sticks and celery sticks. 2 kinds of sausage. Got Jimmy Dean sage and our boy Jimmy's premium pork sausage. Got some leeks, the Granny Smith apple. Oh, an onion. It landed on her nose. I'm sorry, Mama. You forgive me? Sorry. And I've got some black garlic here. So let's start the meat. All right. Fast motion. So while we were prepping the meat, Kissa was over here frying up her bacon ends and boiling up some, what are those?
It said, is this right? Cold water, bring it to a boil for 6 minutes, turn it off, ice bath.
Sounds right to me. Eggs are ready. Nice bath. Nice bath. Nice bath. Nice bath. Okay, I should stop that. People might get dizzy. Booga 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 booga. A booga 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 booga. Kissa asked me to prep her 2 of her layers for the 9-layer salad. Get the wilted leaves off, the outer layer. My favorite part of prepping iceberg, getting the core out. Just slam that booty into the ground and it releases the rest of its good stuff. I forgot to put this into our little compost pile. And then this iceberg, we're just gonna roughly chop, right?
Yep.
that way. Rotate it 90 degrees. Oh, wow. Now our iceberg lettuce looks like every pizza place's salad ever. Work on this red onion. Go. Monster baby. My word, is that right? And then, okay, there we have it. Diced red onion. Honey ham. Kissa asked me to just, roughly dice the ham?
Yeah.
A rough dice of ham coming right up. Let's chop this boy up the long way to start. Yeah, and then this way. Go. Delicious hams. Let's mosey on to the stove. So Kissa fried up some bacon for her 9-layer salad. And I'm gonna use the bacon drippings to saute up our mushrooms. But I don't need this much fat, so I'm gonna drain most of it. Put this stove back on. And once that starts to shimmer a little bit, we're gonna drop our mushrooms in. That didn't take long because the oil was already hot. Okay, so if you guys haven't watched the Mongolian mushroom episode, I suggest you go check that out. But mushrooms contain and hold a lot of water. So this might look dry right now, but it's gonna release all this water as it cooks. Oh my word. So, as it's releasing its liquid, you want to make sure to scrape up all of that good stuff on the bottom, because that's flavor. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. So as you see, I've got 2 pans going here. One, our mushrooms, and then the other, our sage sausage. The way I like to cook my sausage is I'll flatten it out just like this on the highest heat that my stove will go, and then I'll leave it alone. And it gets mostly cooked on one side before you flip it. It's really good for added texture and flavor. Okay. Now, once the liquid is mostly gone, we're gonna shut off the mushrooms. While we're waiting for that, let's see what Kissa's doing over here. I hate peeling eggs.
Me too.
Hard-boiled eggs are one of the products, just like peeled garlic, that I feel like I would absolutely spend the extra money to just have it already pre-made. Action camera. Micah booga 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 booga. Micah booga 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 booga. Back to business. All right, this is looking good. So most of our liquid cooked away. I don't want to dry it out too much. This is going back into the bowl that we prepped it in. Transfer our sausage over. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but There are areas of the sausage that are already cooking more than halfway through. I'm gonna let it cook and crisp a little bit longer. We're nearly there. Okay, now we're ready. Now we can break it up. I can show you guys what I'm talking about. That wonderfulness right there is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Would be a sucky job.
I was gonna say that. Imagine your business.
Okay. Now we're just gonna wait for that to finish cooking all the way through because there's still some raw pork areas right there. As soon as that turns brown, it's done. Shut it off. Add it to our bowl of mushrooms. Cool. This is done. Grab some of our bacon tiers. Grease up the pan with that. And now all this is gonna get sauteed in that. Owie, my fingers. While this is sauteing down, you can add some sea salt to it. Okay, so we're just gonna let that wilt until it gets soft. So while we wait for this to saute, let's join Kissa, because she's gonna start assembling the 9-layer salad.
Right, I'm gonna put saran wrap and we're good.
8 layers. It's missing bacon. Got 2 eggs here. They are gonna go into the turkey broth. Clean that up later. There the lid goes. I bought some thyme and some rosemary like a month ago, and I dried them out in the sun for this specific reason, to use it on Thanksgiving. So all I'm doing now is just crunching off the leaves from the thyme. Then obviously, if you have it fresh, go with the fresh. I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of rosemary and 1 teaspoon of thyme. I'm not going to pulverize it down to a dust. Just enough so that people don't get rosemary stuck in their teeth. I'm only going to use about 1 tablespoon of it and an extra pinch. So I've got this giant bin, but we use it at work, well, at the restaurant all the time to mix food in. And these guys were designated for food use. We're going to mix this stuffing inside of this busing bin, and then we're going to transfer it to our baking sheets. So this was about 2 loaves of sourdough, and then we're going to drop in our aromatics. Next, our sausage and mushrooms. And we're just gonna lightly break up the sausage with our hands. Now we're gonna add our turkey broth. Don't wanna add too much and make it too wet. So I did about half. As I mix, I feel like it could use maybe another quarter cup or half a cup of liquid. So let's do that. There we go. Perfect. And this guy is ready. So let me go get my containers and we're gonna portion it into 2 disposable aluminum baking dishes. All right guys, here's our stuffing. Distributed evenly into 2 separate baking trays. These are shallow half sheets? Yeah, shallow half sheets. And then I kind of just top them off with a little bit of extra liquid. So now they're gonna get some foil and we're gonna bake it in the oven at 440 degrees for 20 minutes.
One eternity later.
Here's our stuffing right out of the oven, still hot. So careful when you do this part. It was in there at 440 degrees for 20 minutes. And watch that steam. Okay. Out. This one didn't stick nearly as bad. Now we took the foil off. They're gonna go back into the oven for 15 minutes so that the tops can get crispy. While we wait for our stuffing to crisp up, we're just gonna chop up some quick garnish. This is parsley. Super rough chop. Stuffing is back out of the oven. And we're just gonna hit it with some parsley. So it looks like there's vegetables in there, even though it's full of carbon. That. And then, found this in the pantry. It's a little bit of white truffle oil. Yeah, I'm just gonna drizzle that over the top. Not too much, you don't want it to be overbearing. And there we go, there it is. We just made stuffing Charlie's way with black garlic and white truffle oil over the top.